what's up, readers and shakers? It's time for a new horizon in literary talk. Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions is a literary lounge for readers who want to make informed decisions on how they spend their reading dollars. Each Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, authors will join us in the lounge for real talk with real readers. Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions. This is the place to be for the best in literary conversation. See you there. And today I am wearing my pink for breast cancer awareness. Yes. So we're going to have a really good time because we have two awesome guests for today. The first is right sitting next to me in the studio, Miss Wendy Magee. She has been doing so much in the city. Every time I turn on Facebook, she has something else going on. So, I think you're helping to sponsor a pageant coming up?
Yes.
Okay, you want to tell what's going on with that
pageant? So this is the Miss Opulence beauty pageant. It's for young girls. I am one of the people helping with the sponsorship package. So that is not until next March. And hopefully she'll be extending it to younger the babies as well, but right now it's for young ladies and teenagers to get involved in the community and have a beauty pageant. So it's going to be an awesome event. I'm looking forward to it, and all the information I posted on my Facebook page as well.
Wonderful. I think that pageants are actually awesome opportunities for young girls to come out of their shells. Since my daughter started getting into the pageant system, I've just seen her confidence grow a lot more. Her poise has just increased. So even if your child does not want to be Miss America or Miss USA one day, still get her into these pageants, because these pageants are what's going to help your young girls. And then there are even some pageants for boys, I believe. But these pageants are actually going to help them to blossom, and it helps them to get ready for college and for the real world, actually. You think?
I do. I believe that it boosts their self-confidence and self-esteem, to make them, show them that they're beautiful on the outside as well on the inside, and just give them that opportunity to be unique in their own way. Wonderful.
So I know you said that you're working on the sponsorships for that. So if anybody's interested in sponsoring the Miss Opulence pageant, correct?
Yes.
Then Wendy Magee is the person that you need to call.
Yes, they could reach me, send me an email at WLMagee, MAGEE07@outlook.com.
Well, all right. Okay, so now you are the author of this book. Now, this book's been causing a lot of conversation. You have women saying, I don't think so. In fact, I had a friend of mine who had posted this question on Facebook, and she said, post a subject that is not very popular. Mm-hmm. And my response was that the husband should be the head of the house. Mm-hmm. And I got all of these disagree behind under my, but I really believe, even though I am a single woman, I do plan to one day get married again, but even when I was married before, I believe that the husband should be the head of the household. It doesn't mean that the woman is disrespected. It doesn't mean that she's any less. But I believe that the husband should be the head of the household. Is that why you wrote this book?
It is. And the book came from, me and my husband go to a marriage retreat every year. And the book came from a wife telling her husband she would call him Lord. And initially when I heard it.
Okay, brother. So what I had to do, I have you on the...
But as I began to
do
some
line.
research, I began to understand why Sarah called Abraham Lord, and it was out of respect and out of honor of his position that God has put. So I began to really dig into the order of the family, the foundation, and I just really started understanding that submission is to come under his mission. So you have to know his mission as the man before you even marry, and once you know his mission, then you could submit to that.
Okay, now there are going to be some women out there who will say, well, I want my husband to be the head of the household, but I don't believe he's strong enough to be head of the household. When I can't trust him to do that. And you hear more and more comments like that. So what is your response to women who have this belief or this feeling?
Well, I would tell them to really seek God about it and really have those open conversations with their husband. Yes. Why do they believe their husband is not strong enough, and why do they believe that God put them to be stronger than their husband? Because that's not the way God has ordained the family. And if it's something spiritually, then as the support, the wife should support her husband into growing. If it's growing in the ministry, growing in his faith, push him and support him in that to where he can be the leader that you expect of him. But regardless of where he is and what position you think, at the end of the day, God has made the man to be the foundation and the wife to be the support of the family.
I absolutely agree with you. And like I said, I do plan to get married again one day. And that is the type of relationship that I want to have. And I think what I've been doing is when I meet somebody and that's like, okay, I like this person. I want to be in a relationship with this person. I want to fall in love with this person, eventually get married. I try to get to know that person instead of rushing into the marriage. Do you think that maybe there might be some people who are getting married a little too fast without really knowing who their spouse is?
I really believe it depends on the person. I don't think it should be a timeline of how long it takes somebody to get from dating to getting engaged to getting married. I mean, one of our really good friends, I think they dated only a year and they were married almost 6 months later. So I don't think it's a time period, but I do think it's a process of getting to know that person and getting to know their mission, their goals, their outlook on life, their faith.
Yes.
And asking the hard questions and meeting the family and seeing what the values are. When you begin to understand what you're looking for, it shouldn't take all day.
And you're right about that. If you're having a good conversation, I mean, if you're really trying to get to know one another,
right,
you're probably going to pick up on a lot of those things pretty quickly.
Right. You're going to see red flags. And, when I was dating, me and my husband dated long distance. I was in Arkansas at the time, and he was here in New Orleans, and we did long distance, but it was asking the hard questions. Yes. And really just diving deep into who we were instead of the emotional side of, the lovey-dovey, but really understanding yes, what his purpose was. And I knew that before I said I do.
Amen. Amen. Now, you mentioned something. You said the red flags.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes we talk ourselves out of red flags. I think sometimes we might see a red flag, but then we try to justify it. Or we say, well, maybe that's just me being suspicious or whatever. I mean, what should we do if something like that pops in our minds?
I would say go with your gut. Now, if you know yourself and you know that you're a jealous person and you're kind of always calling and checking, then you might want to check yourself first. But if it's truly a red flag, something that just keeps coming up and not really settling with your spirit, yes, I definitely would have those questions or, and really just ask that person, not being sneaky, but just really asking that person and asking God to reveal it to you, because I know one thing I pray for is for a lying spirit not to stand before me.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, we're gonna touch on that again, but we're gonna take a quick little break, and then when we come back, we're gonna talk a little bit more about that, and then I want to hear about some more of the activities that you have going on, because I know you're going to be a keynote speaker pretty soon.
Yes.
All right, so we're gonna talk about that right after this quick break. Stay right there.
Listen, your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
What's up, readers and shakers? It's your girl, Rhonda M. Lawson, sending you a personal invite to the Literary Lounge. Tune in to Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions each Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for the best in literary conversation. Each week, a different author will join us to talk to their most important readers, you. You can also call in to ask your own questions. So don't forget, each Wednesday at 7 p.m., join us in the lounge for Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions. See you there.
Here at Jones Insurance, your full-service agency, let us take care of all your insurance needs. We provide homeowners insurance, flood, rental, commercial, auto, and life insurance. Don't let the unexpected tragedy destroy your family's future. Here at Jones Insurance, 7603 West Bank Expressway, Monroe, Louisiana, 772. Contact Lois at 504-348-1492.
There's soul food, and then there's food for the soul. At a time where we live to eat, the Praline Connection restaurant serves up recipes that reach back into days long gone. You know, the kind of meals your mama cooked up for Sunday dinner. Fried chicken with macaroni and cheese and candied yams, homemade meatloaf with garlic mashed potatoes and string beans, or Nolan's filet gumbo. That's the real soul you get only at the Praline Connection restaurant, located at the corner of Charters and Frenchman Street in the
This fabulous woman sitting next to me, this Wendy Magee. So you actually turned this book into a ministry. It's not just a book.
No, God just really opened the door for me and my husband to speak to married couples, and I've been all the way to Houston to do a women's conference just to talk to women about understanding the roles of a family and a wife. And for a lot of those women were single. So just coming into understanding how do you learn how to date on purpose. That was my major thing, was learning to date on purpose.
Amen. And that's a really, I love that. That's a really great concept, to date on purpose. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not just about I like you, do you like me?
Right.
It's really getting to know that person, really putting your energy into somebody who you see yourself with, and not just somebody to spend time with.
Correct. And that's where Speak Up. That's my shirt.
Yes.
Speak Up.
Stand up so they can see your shirt.
Can you see that? Yeah, Speak Up. And it comes in, this the Who Dat colors, but if you're not a Who Dat fan, you definitely could get in any color you want. But Speak Up Ministries came from the book and just the inspiration where I want people to learn to date on purpose to create a divorce-proof marriage. I want people to learn that it's not about just getting together, shacking up, but really having a solid marriage for you, your family, so children don't have to experience their parents going through divorce.
Right.
Because it's hard on the children. So just really have people to understand the roles of a husband and wife before they get married, and then when they get married, it will be divorce-proof.
Amen. Now, so we have the book, you have the speaking engagements.
Yes.
You have the ministry, and I believe you share this ministry with your husband.
Yes.
Okay.
So, I kind of ringed him in the ministry. I'm like, yeah. But beyond just the speaking engagement, me and my husband also counsel couples that need it. And we don't charge. It's free. So, if anybody, they feel like they're dealing with hardships in their marriage, we'll meet with the husband and wife one-on-one, and then we'll come together and really pray and fight through the marriage, because it's worth it. God ordained marriage, and it's worth to fight.
Amen. And another thing I like about divorce-proof marriages, a lot of times we throw the word divorce around kind of like it's a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we'll say like, you know what, we can always just get divorced. Or if it doesn't work out, we'll just get divorced. I was actually talking to a friend of mine, and he feels that he married his wife a little bit too hastily. And he said, well, I'm going to try to make it work, but if it doesn't work, I'll just get divorced. I said, well, you're going into it with the wrong attitude. If you're already going into it like divorce is going to be that little weapon in your pocket, then no, the marriage is not going to work out.
Right. The key word is commitment.
Yes.
You know, you're in there for a long haul. My father-in-law always say, I'd rather be employed. Marriage is a job. But like he said, I would rather be employed. I would rather fight through. And what I learned is me and my husband been married for 10 years this year.
Yes.
And it took me writing a book to understand, one, what my purpose is as a wife. And once we got on that same accord of me understanding his mission and my purpose as a wife, we began to function as a team. So if you could get this in the beginning as a wife, as a woman, to know who you are in Christ, know your purpose, and understand how your purpose aligns with his mission, you're going to be an unstoppable team.
That's what I'm talking about. I mean, that's beautiful, and that's a word right there. I mean, finding out what it is that each of you stands for, and then supporting each other. I mean, and you're right. Now you're a team. You're not just two people who are living together. You're an actual team.
Right. And it benefits the children as well. You know, my children are seeing the way me and David act, and they're going to be husband and wives one day. So they have to learn how to... They have to learn from us because we're their parents and their first teachers and mentors, that this is how husband and wife functions. So when they go out into the world, they understand how to date on purpose.
All right. Now you have an event coming up pretty soon, right?
Yes. So my the first event is this Friday.
Okay.
It's hosted by
Let's see if we can pull it up. There it
is.
You
go. It's Spiritual Homies. It's having a Church Connect night. I will be doing book signing. I will have my T-shirt line. My husband is also going to be there talking about his youth mentorship program. So we'll be there with the kids. It's a family fun. It's going to have face painting and different activities. Family friendly atmosphere. So bring our kids. There's going to be other vendors there. So come out and support each person in their ministry, and just here each person will get to talk about their ministry and their organization. So it's going to be awesome.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
Yes.
Okay, and then you're going to be the next event is where you're going to be the keynote speaker. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, and let's see if we can get that one put up. There it is.
There it is. So Loving Faith Baptist Church is hosting their first annual women's conference. They have asked me to come out on the first night. It's a two-day event. I will be the speaker the first night. And they're also having a panel. So I am the moderator for the panel and the keynote speaker that night, and that's on October 20th.
Okay, and that one's open to the public as well?
Friday night, it is open. It's free for any first ladies. And on Saturday, it's open to the public free. So both days are free. The first night is specifically for first ladies, and the second day is open to any woman that wants to come.
Okay, and which day will you be speaking on again?
I'll be speaking on Friday, but my books and everything will be available on both days.
Wonderful. That's pretty awesome that you're going to be able to speak to the first ladies.
Yes, it's powerful. I mean, when they gave me the role, I was like, you know what? I accept the challenge.
Yes. I mean, because, I think that's awesome, and it's something that you shouldn't take lightly. I mean, because many of us look at our first lady at our churches as the person that we aspire to be, so to speak. You know, we look at our pastor and the wife and the first lady's marriage as the strength. You know, we want our marriage to be like theirs.
Correct.
So for them to say, hey, I want you to come speak to us.
Right. It is an honor. When I got the phone call, I truly was honored. And I don't take it lightly. And so I've just really been studying and preparing because I know what God has for me to say to the women, you know, is going to be powerful. So I don't take anything that before people, I don't take it lightly.
So what's next for you?
Well, right now, I am working on another book.
Wonderful.
I was going to expand on my current book, but the Lord just really had me going a different direction. Just never know. Just been seeing a lot of women just not knowing their purpose. And so I'm starting to write a book called Find Your Own Uniqueness. embrace
Nice.
it. So just everybody just really finding out who they are, their purpose, and because you're unique, you're one of a kind. There will never be another Wendy out there like myself, and so I have to embrace the uniqueness. And so I have another book coming out, and from that book, I will be launching a business coaching and virtual assistant business.
Wonderful. So you were just taking this and just springboarding,
Yes.
going into new things, and that's wonderful. I think that's what we all should be doing, finding our purpose, and then using that purpose to be as a service to others.
Right. Yeah. So we do a lot in the community. My husband also has a nonprofit where we meet with adults, and then we mentor the youth, and we do it every other week on Fridays and Saturdays.
And what's the name of the nonprofit?
It's Hype, Harnessing Youth Potential and Energy. I usually Facebook live stream his sessions, or you could just go to www.hypenola.org to find out more information.
Okay, and where can people find your book?
They could get it directly from me if you want a signed autographed copy.
You got to get the signed autographed copy now.
You go to my website, www.wendymagee.org, and I also have put up the different services that I'm going to be offering. So if you're out there and you're needing help to start your business but don't know where to start, I'm here, available, ready to help. And also if you need an assistant with the business that you already have, I am here and I'm ready to help you.
Awesome. And I know that there are a lot of solopreneurs out there, as we call them,
Yeah.
who could use some assistance, virtual assistance. You know, this is her business, so it's not like you're hiring her in the case where you're going to have to give benefits and a paycheck, so forth. But she's there to assist you when you need her.
Yes.
So basically you're contracting her. So I think more people could use virtual assistance because everybody can't do everything by themselves.
Correct. And just a task. For me, I'm really focusing on if you need a task done here, a proposal done here, not nothing where you have to hold me on a retainer. Just, I help you with this task, and if you need me again, call me again.
That's the way you do it.
That's right.
That's the way you do it. All right. So we have a few minutes left. So would you like to give us some final thoughts?
At first, I just want to say thank you, Rhonda, for having me.
Oh, thank you for coming.
Yes, and if you are looking for an inspiration or motivator speaker, I'm available. Definitely could hit me up on my website, www.wendymagee.org. And just want everybody to know that it is important and imperative that we protect marriages. It is vital. God created man and woman to be together as husband and wife, and that you raise your children in a loving family. So begin to learn how to date on purpose so you can have a divorce-proof marriage.
Amen. Well, thank you so very much for being a part of the show tonight. If you ever want to come back, all you have to do is say the word.
Thank you so much.
All right. So this is Miss Wendy Magee. Remember, get her book, And She Called Him Lord. This book is available on Amazon. You can go to her website and pick it up. But this is a book. It doesn't take long to read. You can get through it, and then you're going to pull out so many truths that you can apply to your marriage. If you're not married, you can apply it to your relationship, because we have to have a relationship before we have a marriage. So think about these things as you're going through your dating life. You don't have to be married in order to read this book. So get out there, pick it up, hit up Miss Magee and talk to her about her virtual assistance business. Talk to her about being a guest speaker. Talk to her about doing a workshop. I mean, she has it all.
One-stop shop.
Yes, and business coaching. Can't forget the business coaching. This is the lady for you. She is a Jill of all trades.
Thank you.
All right. So we're going to take another quick break, and when we get back, we are going to talk to this guy. His name is Cason. He is awesome. He has so much going on. He's actually about to relaunch his motivational speaking. He's still a part of the Les Brown Network, and he is just waiting to talk with you. He has so many great things to say to you. So stay right there, and we will be right back.
How does a crawfish or shrimp etouffee sound? What about a piping hot cup of gumbo? Or a catfish platter with soft shell crawfish, catfish, livers, and pickles? And that's just for starters.
In the month of October, we honor those who we have loved and lost, and all of us who remain in the fight, the warrior angels. New Orleans Talk Network and Boomers Lifestyle Network present the 2017 Warriors Angels fundraiser for the Susan G. Komen For the Cure. Thursday, October 19th, 2017, 6 o'clock to 8:30 p.m. at the New Orleans Talk Network, 7601 West Bank Expressway, Marrero. There will be food, networking, and entertainment. All are invited. We will never stop fighting. We will never forget.
Are you a member of Bedside Baptist? Well, now you can join Bethesda House of Prayer every Sunday for our live broadcast. It starts at approximately 9:45 every Sunday morning. Just go to NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com and click play. We can't wait for you to join us from your home. And don't forget, if you want to join us live and in person, service starts for 9 a.m. and we are located at 7601 West Bank Expressway, Marrero, Louisiana, 70072, Suite C.
Are you looking for a home to live stream your next event? Give us a call here at Bethesda Community Event Center, the only place on the Gulf Coast that can host and broadcast live your wedding reception, your baby shower, business seminar, and any other special event. Give us a call at 504-708-9454 for more details.
Join in on Mondays from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. for Breaking the Silence with Dr. Patricia Fry. There are no limitations or boundaries. We talk about life, and guess what? That includes you. So download the app today, New Orleans Talk Network, and subscribe on YouTube. That's every Monday, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. New Orleans Talk Network, Breaking the Silence with Dr. Patricia Fry.
What is New Orleans Talk Network? It's today's hottest topics with an added flair. You get ready, because the conversation will be hot, and better yet, mobile. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app, available on Android, iPhone, iPad, and you can listen to us on the web at www.neworleanstalknetwork.com. Write down our hotline at 504-341-TALK. That's 504-341-8255. Interactive and worldwide. That's what we are. Join in on the real conversation and tell a friend about the New Orleans Talk Network.
Hey, what's up, readers and shakers? It's time for a new horizon in literary talk. Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions is a literary lounge for readers who want to make informed decisions on how they spend their reading dollars. Each Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, authors will join us in the lounge for real talk with real readers. Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions. This is the place to be for the best in literary conversation. See you there. Hey, what's up, readers and shakers? Hey, what's up, readers and shakers? It's time for a new horizon in literary talk. Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions is a literary lounge for readers who want to make informed decisions on how they spend their reading dollars. Each Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, authors will join us in the lounge for real talk with real readers. Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions. This is the place to be for the best in literary conversation. See you there. on camera Mr. Will Cason, and he seems to be strolling. Now, who goes for a walk with a suit jacket on and a button-down shirt? I guess he figures that's his way of being comfortable, but it's all good. We're gonna work through this. How you doing, Will? Can you hear me?
Yes, well.
I can't hear you, Will.
It's a wonderful winning Wednesday, and so I want to thank you.
Wait 1 second. Wait, we can't hear you yet. All right, so wow. While we're trying to go ahead and get Will situated, just tell you a little bit about Will. Will and I met each other probably about 12 years ago. We actually were a part of the Divine Literary Tour together, and he is my fraternity brother. He is a member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, and that's how we got to know each other, and that's how we became great friends, is from meeting each other with the Divine Literary Tour and then having that blue and white connection. Even though I'm not wearing blue right now, I'm just representing for breast cancer awareness. So I see you have your blue on. All right, so what we did, we've just kept in touch with each other, and Will has just been doing some great things. He's been writing books. He's a part of the Les Brown Speakers Network. The sound is attacking me. He's a part of the Les Brown Speakers Network, and he's actually coming out with a new book, and he's going to be relaunching his motivational speaking. So he's been doing a lot. And let's see, are you there now, Will?
Yes, here.
Okay, now have I been talking you up correctly?
Yes. Do we have how down, Rhonda? Are we good?
We are good. I can hear you great.
Oh, excellent. Let me make sure the lighting is good as well.
Okay.
Well, this is great. This is what it's all about. It's a wonderful winning Wednesday. And I want to say to you, Rhonda, thanks so much. It's a pleasure to have be a part of the connection that you have and the difference that you're making in the world. And also with a heart of gratitude, I thank you for allowing me to be a part of the vision that you're doing to impact the lives of others.
Thank you so much. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is why I know he's a motivational speaker. He doesn't even have to be trying to motivate you, and he's going to motivate you. So how long have you been into speaking?
Well, speaking has been a part of me for the past 20 years, speaking to large corporations and nonprofit groups and schools and youth development centers. And I believe that speaking was birthed inside of me based on the inspiration that I received from my mother. As a kid, I had some challenges academically, didn't do quite so well in school. But my mother encouraged me every day. She said, there's something good inside of you. She said, try your best. And every morning she would have me read this poster, and it read, I know I'm somebody because God doesn't make junk. Yes, and my mother was always an inspiration. And I believe that those seeds rubbed off on me, and I have some crumbs from her table that allowed me to be the speaker that I am today.
Awesome. So when did you actually get into speaking to corporations? When did you realize you had that message that you were going to put out to not just your friends, not just your family, and not even to just your church, but to the masses?
Rhonda, it happened about 15 years ago. My wife, Kimberly, and I, we were traveling in the airport, just making a brief stop in Nashville, Tennessee. And I was walking through the airport, and I had two of my sons with me. I'm a father of 5 now. He was in a nice dark blue suit and a sky blue shirt, and I also had a silk blue tie on. And I walked up to him, and I introduced myself. I said, sir, it's a pleasure to meet you. One of your quotes, you said, it's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have an opportunity and not be prepared. He started to laugh and say, where do I know you from? I say, sir, you don't know me, but I've read your books. I've seen you on PBS. And of course, it was Les Brown. And at that moment, we began to connect. And he said, what do you want to do with your life? And I believe that's a question all of us must ask ourselves. And also, it's important that we must answer that question. What do we want to do with our lives? What type of signature mark, what type of difference, what type of handprint, footprint do we want to leave on the world?
Yes.
And I said, sir, I want to be a motivational speaker. And he said, I can help you. And that was 15 years ago. Rhonda, been a part of Les Brown Speakers Network now, 15 years being coached and trained by Mr. Brown. And it's been a delight. It's been a place of growth and development for me that allowed me to use my gift to use it in a way that can make a significant difference in the world.
Now, some people may wonder, why would they need to get into a network or get speakers training? I mean, can't I just start small speaking at small events, and pretty soon people are going to notice me and I'll get invited to bigger events. Do I have to go get into a network and get that type of training?
So here's the answer to that question. How many people will go to, if they had a medical challenge or concern, and go to a person that says, well, I don't have any medical background. I haven't been trained professionally, but it's just something, I just kind of do it on the side. No, none of us, of course, we wouldn't do anything like that. And so when it comes to a speaker, I believe it's your craft. It's your gift. It's something that you've been called to do.
Yes.
And if you want to get better and make improvements, it's important that you work on your craft. And so that's the part of the network of speakers and the networks of professional development. And for your listening audience, looking in on Skype and on television, when you think about what it is that you want to do, it's three questions. First is, what is it that you want to do? What are you willing to do? And how will it make a difference in the world? And so part of the training, whatever your profession is, whatever your entrepreneurship is, whatever your mindset is telling you to go for and do, it's important to get professional training. And also it's important to connect with the network of other people that can inspire you, that can hold you accountable and push you to go to places that you never even imagined.
Awesome. And that's a great answer. I like that. You wouldn't go to somebody who didn't have medical training. So I'm with you on that one. I like that. So what are you doing these days? I know, like I said, we met each other years ago. And I believe that was your first book then, and you had a radio show back then.
Yes, that was for my first book, Visualizing Your Victory. And the whole purpose of Visualizing Your Victory was to say to individuals that we all have a vision. So just imagine something that you want to achieve in life and to see beyond where you are right now and to imagine the great and innovative possibilities. And Visualizing Your Victory was about coming up with a vision statement, surrounding yourself around vision builders, because there's two types of people in the world, I believe, vision builders and also vision blockers. Vision builders are the ones that's going to motivate you, encourage you, and hold you accountable to reach your vision. Vision blockers are the ones that's going to say, no, you can't do it, and they're going to look at all the limitations. And thirdly, it's having a vision action plan and taking necessary steps on a daily basis to accomplish what you desire. So that was the first book. And now, launching this spring, I have a new book called 180 Ways to Inspire You to Succeed in School. And it's a motivational and inspirational story, small vignettes for each day of school. There's 180 days of school nationally. And so it's things that to get students motivated. One is having personal affirmations to say to yourself, I'm awesome, I'm bold, I'm courageous, I'm determined, I'm dynamic, I'm a world changer. There's no one exactly like me. Watch out, world. I'm standing here to make a difference. And so those are some inspiration tools that young people can have and students can have. Not only does it work for students, but I believe it works for individuals. And then the other part of the book is what I call a success canvas. Think about something that you want to achieve and start writing those words down. What does it look like? What do you need to do to get there? And can you see yourself already there before you get there? And so that's the 180 ways. I'm excited about that. If people want to learn more about that, of course, they can go to Instagram at Will Cason. That's Will with one L. And they can see some of the daily inspirations that I post based on the book.
Awesome. I mean, I think a lot of people need that. I mean, because kids can get very down on themselves. I know my daughter had a really rough freshman year of high school. And she had gotten so down, she just didn't want to go to school anymore. She had basically kind of shut down. And when she was put into a more supportive environment where people were actually motivating her and encouraging her instead of telling her what she could be doing better, she actually wound up, I see little hands behind you. She actually wound up doing better. She's just a lot more sure of herself now. I mentioned earlier she's doing pageants now. She's applied to probably about 9 different colleges now. And what she just needed was somebody who could motivate her, somebody who could just affirm to her that she's more than just that trouble that she may have had back in the 9th grade.
Yes, and having that inspiration, and congratulations. I commend your daughter on the hard work that she put in to where she wanted to accomplish, and also having that inspiration. And so you're right. It's important that we have people in our lives that inspire us and that will encourage us. And all she needed was a little push. And I believe what's going to happen, that it's reciprocal. And now she had that little push. She's going to be an inspiration to girls around the world now, around the globe, because she can use her life experience and think about where she is today and where she's going and now use that to inspire and motivate other students and other young women. And one of the things you mentioned about having that little push of inspiration and motivation, one of the other tools that I provide to schools in this book, 180 Ways to Inspire You to Succeed in School, is I share with classrooms it's important to have what I call a wall of inspiration. It's one place in the classroom where you've designated for motivational words, power words I call them, and just things to uplift people. And the classroom, each student in the class, they get a 3x5 index card or Post-it, and they just post positive words on a daily basis or motivational quotes that they come up with. And it creates a common.
That's a really good idea.
It creates a different climate in the classroom, but also, Rhonda, it creates a different climate in the home. You can have a wall of inspiration in your home, and you can say, what makes this great? What makes you awesome and amazing? What are some of your hopes and dreams? And you just take this 3x5 index card or just a Post-it, and I love multiple colors, and you just post it around in one designated place in the house, in the room, and that's your place of inspiration.
Awesome. All right, so we're going to take a quick little break, and then when we come back, I'd like to talk a little bit more about what you are planning, because I know you're doing this big relaunch, and I want to hear all about it. So when we get back, we'll talk a little bit more. We'll be right back.
Thank you. Pardon me?
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
Hey, what's up, readers and shakers? It's time for a new horizon in literary talk. Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions is a literary lounge for readers who want to make informed decisions on how they spend their reading dollars. Each Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, authors will join us in the lounge for real talk with real readers. Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions. This is the place to be for the best in literary conversation. See you there. Hey, what's up?
In the month of October, we honor those who we have loved and lost, and all of us who remain in the fight, the warrior angels. New Orleans Talk Network and Boomers Lifestyle Network present the 2017 Warriors Angels fundraiser for the Susan G. Komen For the Cure. Thursday, October 19th, 2017, 6 o'clock to 8:30 p.m. at the New Orleans Talk Network, 7601 West Bank Expressway, Marrero. There will be food, networking, and entertainment. All are invited. We will never stop fighting. We will never forget. I'm living my life like it's golden, living my life like it's golden.
And we are back. Are you still there, Will? Okay. It looks like we lost the sound again, but it's going to come right back, so I'm not going to worry. We're not going to stress. But in the meantime, while we're working on it.
We're giving a workout in here. Another wipe the sweat from my brow.
I see you. We're doing a little bit of this way and a little that way, a little Mr. Miyagi wax on, wax off type thing going on. So, tell me about this.
Volume a little bit.
I'm sorry. What'd you say, Will? I think we lost Will again. Okay, Will, are you there? Okay, I think we lost sound real quick, but while we're working to get him back, you may have heard the commercial talking about the Warrior Angels, And if you haven't, it's a breast cancer awareness marketing opportunity for your company. So if you would like to be a sponsor of Warrior Angels, it's going to be food, networking. We're going to have some entertainment. And it's going to be right here at the New Orleans Talk Network on the 19th of October. So come on out, be a part of this event, be a sponsor. And you're going to get so many things for just a small investment of $100. You'll be getting a banner, name recognition. You'll be getting social media partnership exposures, recognition and a platform opportunity in networking events, a vendor table at the networking event, breast cancer awareness T-shirt, and a distribution opportunity at the Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure, which is going to take place on October 21st. So all for an investment of $100, you are going to get so much exposure for your business. And Meet the World Image Solutions is proud to be a sponsor of this event, and we are looking forward to being a part of it. So just keep that in mind, Warrior Angels, and we will be putting out more information about that in the next week or so, actually leading up to the day. So are you there, Will?
Yes, here, Rhonda. Thank you so much for what you're doing this month for Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I can't take full credit on this. I'm just a sponsor, but the Boomers Lifestyle Network, it's one of our sister shows on here. She's the owner is Cinder Miller, and she's actually doing so much work. And just the things that she's doing to be a part of this city and to help improve the city is just wonderful. And what she's doing for our baby boomers, because they're the ones who are setting the path for the rest of us. So just to be a part of this, I'm just excited about it.
Well, that's really good. I believe that all of us have something that we can do to make a tremendous impact, and whatever it is in the community, in schools, and corporations and families, is when we do our part. And so being a sponsor of that, you're doing your part. Something that's really meaningful.
Much. Thank you. So now tell me about this relaunch you have going on.
Yeah, really excited about this whole relaunch. The whole theme that I'm doing is called Reach Victory. It's motivation and inspiration and personal development for middle and high school students, and also for college students. And the whole purpose of it is to provide individuals with tools that can help them improve their life. Think about things that they want to accomplish, maybe some obstacles that they're faced with, and I'm providing them with step-by-step guide on how to move forward. Because all the time, some of us, we get to a place, I believe what the coach Lou Holt said. He said, everybody will be faced with adversity. The question is, how well do we stand up and measure when all adversity comes around us and it feels like things are beginning to fall? Yes. And those are the moments where we need someone to give us a kind word. Those are the moments where we have to look within and realize that we are created with greatness inside of us. We are created as young kings, as young queens in the world. We're created as young leaders, young ambassadors for change. And then how do we move forward with that? And so this whole relaunch is about these youth development seminars called Reach Victory, student success seminars, and also coaching and development I'm doing. As I mentioned on Instagram, people can find me. That's Will with 1 L and last name Cason, and hear about the coaching programs that I'm doing. And I'm really excited about the book that's coming out, as you mentioned, about the relaunch in spring, titled 180 Ways to Inspire You to Succeed in School. And so it's one of those ones like, you look at your life and say, okay, what's my 5.0 version? I moved from 1.0 to 2.0 to 3.0. What's going to be now my fifth element, my fifth amazing thing that I'm going to do to make a difference? And so that's what it is for me right now, creating these motivational personal development seminars for students. So if people are listening, be happy to come to their school or their school district and launch these type of seminars at their school or work with their staff. Or maybe individuals listening and say, hey, Will, what about your coaching program with individuals? And so I'm excited about, it's like Will Cason visualizing your victory 5.0. And I'm moving in a fast direction.
I love it. I love it. Now, when did you first decide to move your focus to our teenagers?
Well, one of the ones when it came to working with young people and working with teens, Rhonda, about 7 years ago, I was visiting a youth development facility. And the reason I got my blue and white handkerchief out, because this conversation that we're having is giving me a workout, so which is really good. I believe that in life that we have to have things to work us out, to make us better, to make us more fit and make us more focus. And so it's giving me a wonderful workout out here in Northern California today in this conversation. But I was visiting a youth development center, and I was sharing words of inspiration with young people about being awesome and being amazing and being bold and courageous and how to have a personal vision for their life. And so partway through my presentation, someone raised their hand and they said, "Do you believe this about me?" And I said, "Believe what? What are some of the things that you hear me saying?" This person said, "Do you believe that I can be amazing, that I can be bold, that I can be courageous, that I can have a vision for myself?" And I said, "What do you believe?" He said, "I believe I can do some of those things." I said, "If you believe some of those things, I'm going to believe with you, and I'm going to share with you some tips that can help you to move forward." Wow. And a few minutes later, someone came to escort this gentleman out. He said, "I want to shake Mr. Cason's hand." And he extended his hand, and he said, "Sir, thank you for coming." And I said to him, I said, "How old are you?" was my question. He said, "Sir, I'm 10 years old, and I've never heard anyone say those words." And I paused for a second, and I thought about that. I said, here's a young man, 10 years old, a young king, and this is his first time hearing words of motivation, words of inspiration. He said no one has ever deposited those in his life. So as I leaned forward, I thought about it. I said, here this young man is 10 years old and in a youth development facility. What if someone would have gave him some words of inspiration and some words of hope to look at him and say, "I see something amazing inside of you, something tremendous. There are great possibilities within you." And so right then I said, I have to make sure I make a shift in life to use my God-given gifts and talents and purpose to say to young people that there's something remarkable about you. And also I had to look at my own life when I was faced with academic challenges, that I had a mother that never gave up on me, that she always said that I know you can do better. And years later, able to graduate from college and then go back and get a master's degree from San Jose State University in counseling and education, and then travel, as I said, around 12, 13 years ago, and travel internationally. And so I said to myself, I said, Will, you can do more. There's more that you can do based on some of the challenges and obstacles that you've been through, but also based on some of the mountaintop success experiences that you've had. And also now you're looking on what's new on the horizon. I said, you can do more to reach young people and just share with them that they can visualize their victory. 1, they can reach victory. 2, and 3, find out something that they really enjoy doing and help them to focus on it and create a roadmap to lead them there. And 4, let them know that you're not giving up on them, that you see something remarkable inside of them. And 5, to remind them that this world needs them. And so that was my turning point when I heard those words from that 10-year-old. Says, I've never heard these words before, but he needed to hear those.
Yes. That is beautiful. Yeah. Because just think how many young kids who may never hear those words. And, sometimes we sit up in our ivory towers and we forget that everybody doesn't get the same encouragement that we get. You had a mother who continued to push you. I have a mother who continues to push me. I mean, I push my daughter. But think about the kids who don't have somebody who pushes, who have written them off before they've even had a chance to blossom and to grow. And so I think what you're doing is just amazing.
Rhonda, and you're right about that. And that's why I'm really thankful for the platform that you have here as being able to reach the world through this talk show and being able to put things out that are heart touching, put things out that are words of hope, and put things out that are life changing. There's so many things that are out there in this world today that people are putting their ears to and looking at so many different things and speaking their mouth as a mouthpiece for.
Yes.
But I believe that we must be a mouthpiece for significant change. I mean, if there's ever been a critical time in our world where we need hope builders and we need vision builders and words of inspiration, the time is right now. And to give you an example of when you have words of hope that you can deposit in the lives of people, 4 years ago, I went inside of a juvenile justice facility. And I started each one of my days off, just like I shared with, it's a wonderful Wednesday, a winning Wednesday, it's a worthwhile Wednesday, it's a willpower Wednesday, a positive word of inspiration. And of course, these young men, they were looking at me and kind of slid down in their seats and kind of said, well, who is this guy? But I shared my story with them, and I went there on a weekly basis, sharing these positive words. And about 30 days later, before I could put my hand on the handle to walk inside this classroom, I noticed these gentlemen taking the dictionaries from under their desks. And when I walked inside, entered the classroom, they start saying words to me. It's wonderful. It's a willpower. It's a whimsical. It's a a willing Wednesday. And what they were doing is they were going to their dictionaries and looking up positive words or words that started with the day of the week, like W, and they were using those words. And right then I noticed a shift as a mindset shift that was happening in their lives. And I said, now they're ready for the second element of these positive words. And I said, okay, now you've recognized the positive words and the impact of it. Second part is, how will you apply these words in your life? And I noticed a transformation that happened in that classroom when the attitudes of these young men changed. They began to see some hope in their lives, but also they realized that they can make a contribution, number 3, inside the environments in which they were in. Because one of the teachers put me over one day. She said, Mr. Cason, I just want to let you know, she said, throughout the day, we hear these residents or these juveniles saying words to encourage one another. And it's based on some work that you've been doing in their lives.
That's amazing. I mean, isn't that a great feeling to know that you've made that type of impact on someone?
Yes, Rhonda, it is. And like I said, for me, it's a heart of gratitude, and I'm thankful because each day we wake up, we have the question in front of us, what will we do today to make life better, our families better, our community better? And ultimately, we want to find a way that we can do a paradigm shift, just a slight movement that we can make the world better based on whatever gifts, talents, skills, goals, and dreams that we have. And so for me, I'm thankful that I have an opportunity of interfacing with young people, being able to use this gift as motivation and inspiration, the gift of exhortation, and being able to see some of the results that I've seen in the lives of young people in juvenile justice facilities, private schools, continuation schools, and public schools, just based on some of the things that I'm sharing with them as tools. As I share with you, one of the challenges I gave young people a few years ago is to come up, and I'm going to say this to your listening audience today, and I want them to give me an inbox on Instagram, but think about 100 positive affirmations that best describe you. Now, when I first gave this challenge to some young people, they said, Mr. Cason, I have a hard time coming up with 3 words to describe me. Maybe, how can I come up with 100? You want me to think about 100 things that best describe who I am? And I said, of course, you can do it. And I said, I'm going to give you 30 days to think about it. And I said, you can start off with just say, you're amazing, you're bold, you're courageous, you're determined. You're great. You're a visionary. I said, just think about something on a daily basis, some positive words. They have to be positive.
Yes.
And Rhonda, I went back to that classroom and I had 90% of the students complete that assignment. And that's something that all of us can do. And I learned this one from one of my mentors, and her name is Evangelist Gwen Joseph. Years ago, she gave me this challenge and she said, Will, I want you to come up with 100 goals for yourself. And I've been able to write those goals down. And she said, each year I want you to measure where you are and then make necessary changes based on the challenge that she gave me, because it's important to have people in your life like mentors and coaches and people that will hold you accountable, that will push you. And I use that same assignment and says, okay, I'm going to have young people come up with 100 positive affirmations.
Yes. Awesome. Well, unfortunately, on that note, we are going to have to end because the time went by so quickly. But
well, we're going to have to do this again then. We're going to do a round 2.
Anytime you want to come to Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions, you just let me know, like, Rhonda, I'm coming, and I will make the time.
I got to come to New Orleans. Rhonda, we're going to do some things together. So the word has already been spoken. We have to take action to make it happen, but we're going to do some things together where I can come to New Orleans to work with some of the young people in the communities that you're working with.
I already have a plan for you.
That's close to my heart.
I already have a plan for you.
And I'm going to be on the... All right, so we got to make this I got to come for a few days.
Okay, we're going to make that happen. We are really going to make that happen. Well, first of all, I want to thank you for joining me tonight. Can you please remind our audience where they can find you and when they can get your new book?
Yes, and Rhonda, they can find me on Instagram at Will Cason. That's WILCASON. And I want them to send me a message that they've listened in tonight, and I want to hear about their affirmations. And also, as I mentioned about my coaching program and as a speaker to come inside schools and corporations and community centers. But that's WILCASON. and you can get weekly update inspirational messages from me on Instagram. The book will be coming out in spring. It's called 180 Ways to Inspire You to Succeed in School. It's motivational vignettes for each day of school. And I want to say to your listening audience right now, and also the ones that are viewing in through Skype or through Google Hangout, remember, there's no one exactly like you. You are a remarkable person. You've been created to do something magnificent in the world. Live it out. Do the best that you can do on a daily basis, and know that your life is significant and you can make a tremendous difference. Visualize. This is Will Cason. Rhonda, thanks for having me on the show.
Thank you. Have a great night. And
we'll talk soon.
All right. So that was
Thank
Mr.
you.
Will Cason. I hope you got something out of that, because I definitely did. This has been such a great show. I'm sorry I had to start a little bit late, but I think we got so many great things out of it. That's what this is all about. This is what Horizons is all about. So just before we sign off for the week, there's a few reminders I want to give you. We are still doing the business attire drive. So if you have some gently used business clothing like dresses, it could be suits, blouses, or even shoes, contact me at, there's a lot of ways you can contact me. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram. Just look for Meet the World Image Solutions. And I'm even on Twitter. And we will work on a way to get those clothes, because we're going to start packing those up and sending them off very soon. So don't forget about the business suit drive. Also, I want to, for those of you who are members of the Blue and White family and you are coming to New Orleans for Boulay 2018, don't forget about the New Orleans experience, July 16th through the 25th. We will be here in New Orleans. If you need a place to stay, take a look at this flyer right here. They are working out some great packages for people who want to come and just make it an entire vacation while you're in the Big Easy. So look into that. The flyer's right up if you need that information, and we will post it later on the page. And then the big thing, as you all know, Meet the World Image Solutions has been nominated for an award for Best Blog Talk TV Platform. So if you have not voted for Meet the World Image Solutions yet, please go to mbpawards.com/voting and give us a vote. I mean, the more votes we get, the better chance we have on taking this award. This show has only been on since June, since the beginning of June, and we've already, in less than 6 months, have been nominated for an award. This is huge, and now we just really want to take this award home with us. So I am going to be traveling to Atlanta for the award ceremony, but before I can get there, I need you guys to vote. We only have a few more days left, so please go to mbpawards/voting and vote for Meet the World Image Solutions for Best Blog Talk. And then, if you want to know what's going on for the rest of the month, look at all of these awesome authors and playwrights that we have coming out, who are going to be coming to the studio to talk to you. They'll either be coming in person or they'll be on Skype, but we are looking forward to some great conversation. There are some awesome authors, and I cannot wait to have them in the studio so I can talk to them about all that they have going on. So this is the lineup, and we will be posting this to the Facebook page as well as Instagram and Twitter. So that's going on. Thank you once again for joining us tonight. Special thanks to Wendy Magee for joining me here in the studio, and to Will Cason for joining us by Skype all the way from Northern California. So I want to thank him as well for joining us. And I want to thank you once again for supporting Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions. This has been a great night. Can't wait to see you next week. You have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.